plugged in. Because my phone is dying. Party cup. Can't help it.
Happy Wednesday.
Ooh.
Christy's
Hi.
got the hiccups already.
I know.
Alrighty.
We started drinking early.
All right, so we are live. This is Strong Island Live, and it is 10 p.m., and it
Do you
is
know
our
where your
usual
children are?
time. Do you know where your children are? Do you know where your doggy is?
The doggy.
Yeah, fur babies.
All right, so it's Strong Island Live. I am L.A. the Boss. We got Jamie Grace. We got Miss Chrissy. And we are your hosts for the evening, as usual. You know how we do. We don't have to explain ourselves.
Yeah.
But we just want to let everybody know that if you can share the Facebook Live feed, that would be great. We'd really appreciate it.
We have a great guest tonight.
We have a
And
guest.
we want to.
Well, two
And
guests.
I'm not. We have two guests. We have. I'm not even going to attempt to
I was going
pronounce
to
her
ask
last
that.
name.
I was like, my name is Jamie Wood. I have like the simplest name on the face of the planet, so I don't even attempt things like that.
All right, so we'll let her introduce herself when she gets on. But her name is Marianne, and she is the owner of Houndstown in Port Jefferson, right? Mm-hmm. Port Jefferson, and it's a dog daycare, interactive daycare, and we're going to talk to her. And
like a puppy hotel, too, right? Yeah.
it sounds like fun. I want to live there.
I know, right?
You can. Why don't you open up one?
Oh, that's all I
Nowhere
need.
near hers, though, because you would never have business.
Why don't we just
I'm
turn
sure
this
hers is
place
much
into
better.
it? We'll do both. 'Cause
Oh my
Right? Oh
we
my
need
gosh,
to-
that would be amazing.
we need to pay the bills somehow. So if we can. All right, so
I'm
it's going to be a
just
good show.
sharing the
So
video.
the girls are sharing.
Sorry,
They're
we're
not
just-
being rude. They're
yeah,
just
we're
sharing.
just trying to get out the word, get the word
Yes.
out.
Getting
We're
the word out.
live.
Remind you guys.
Make sure
So,
you tune the F in.
Share that feed. We appreciate it. And we're gonna talk for a little bit, okay? But as you girls know, I've been doing a little some events at the new facility, Paradise
Yes.
Studios.
I
And
have been checking it out.
You've been checking it out?
Mm-hmm.
So we've been doing a little bit of group readings and some live readings with a friend of mine, Anthony DeJoseph.
Hi, Anthony.
Yes.
We've been watching. We're very
Excited to
intrigued
meet
by,
you.
Yes, what you do. And I was going to call in one of the live videos that you did, but I need like one-on-one time. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I can't share with other callers.
Yes. Put your
I'm
mic a little bit in front
selfish.
of you. Yeah.
So
okay.
it like covers my face
Well, no,
like
no.
this.
I just said a little bit. See? Don't be an extremist, okay?
Extremist.
All right, so Anthony is a friend of mine. I've known him for about 3 years, and he's a young guy. I think he's only like 24 years old or so. And, he has some psychic abilities, and I've talked to him, quite a lot. And it's like when you look at it from the outside, it's kind of, oh, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Imagine being able to do that and stuff.
It's
but
not.
between me and you, it's not so cool.
It's a torture.
I wouldn't want that.
It is in one part, it's a blessing. And in another aspect, it's, it could be very, very traumatizing, bothersome. You can't always control it, and it's funny because I talk to him and it's just, we be sitting there and he's like, do you have any idea how many dead people are around you right now? And I'm like, no, and I don't care. I don't want nothing to do with them. I'm just like the type of person that I am is, you have your very open people, and then you have someone like me I have no incentive to talk to the dead.
But do you believe that they're there?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But did you before Anthony came
Yeah,
on?
I mean, I always, believed in, spirits and ghosts, and things like that. I mean, there's definitely, different dimensions and supernatural things that go on, I mean,
can't tell you how many
it's-
weird things have happened to me.
It's kind of like, it's things that really can't be proven. It's kind of like faith in many aspects, There's really no scientific proof and you have all these shows that are trying to, with all these electronics, they're always trying to get things, and they get little things, but nothing like, so conclusive, that you can
Yeah.
absolutely, oh my God, that's clearly a ghost, But I do believe in it, okay? But it's like, I'm the type of person who, when you're looking for it and when you're open, that's when things come to you, So
Yes.
I'm kind of not like that. I'm kind of,
I'm not either.
I'm not saying
I am.
closed, but I just like, some
Unfortunately.
people are very, very open. And usually a lot of girls and a lot of younger kids are more open than,
I used to
than
see
men.
things when I was little.
I believe
Usually
it.
And,
kids, more so kids do see things when they're younger,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
Because-
And I mean, I see now, I'll see like figures out of the corner of my eye. I feel things a lot more than I see them now.
I do, yeah. I
So-
don't feel things. I mean, Jamie actually has read me before. Well, she's done
I'll do
Reiki.
tarot
Yeah, she's done tarot on me.
and
She's done
Reiki.
Reiki on me, and she's actually told me like that this chakra, if you know anything about Reiki, and like the
Crown
different
chakra.
chakras, my crown chakra, she says it's closed. So in a lot of ways, it's one closed to that part of.
Exactly.
My
That's
mom.
what
Yeah.
that's what connects. The crown chakra is almost like your kind of spiritual.
Antennas or
Yeah,
something
exactly,
like that? Okay.
exactly. So it's
Well,
Everybody.
my
has
mom.
it.
My mom has a block too, and I know that, and
Everybody
she's
can do it.
sensitive just like you. Like like you get
I
those
don't want it. I
intuitions and those
Listen,
feelings.
I
and
love
stuff
my
like
mother.
that.
I love my mother dearly. God rest
Yeah,
her
but if she
soul.
came to visit you, you'd freak out.
I would freak out. I can't tell how many times I've been alone, or like when my mom passed away and I was living in Arizona and I was in the house, where she passed, and I was alone one night, and I just can never get this feeling shaken off that like I knew she was there. And like actually
Yeah.
my dad's best friend that we lived near that was there, his wife was able to read and was a medium, and she said that my mom was sitting there at the table with us and didn't know that she was gone. Like she just was like, I don't understand. And that's like, to me, like that's scary. Like people are open to it and that's fine. And like God bless you. I mean, if you can deal with it, like I think that it would freak me out if I saw like a real ghost.
Well, that's what happened to me. It finally,
Scary.
like, as you get older, like to me, it was always, I would tell mommy, oh, I see an angel, and it freaked my mom out. I mean, like really bad, she would be like, but there's nothing there. What do you mean an angel? Are there wings? And I'm like, no, but it's a, it's a person, it's a good person. And, they're nice and they're,
as long as it's good.
Yeah,
You
it
can
was
differentiate the white and the dark.
Yeah, but then when I got older, I had one experience in high school that it was just so realistic, and I didn't get a good feeling. I didn't get like a comforting feeling.
Yeah.
And then after that, for a long time, I had a block, and I didn't. I kind of, it was probably like, a defense mechanism where I just kind of shut that part of me down.
yeah. Well, you know what? You have to be careful because, if you're trying to summon spirits or things like that, the person that you're trying to get doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to come through. And they are evil spirits, and they will pose as somebody that and they will pretend that they're who you think they are, but they're really not. So you got to be careful. That's
Well,
why.
and that's what they say with a lot of channelers,
Absolutely.
like people that are trying to quote unquote channel, and put themselves into a a meditative phase and try to speak as if they were somebody else. But
Does he have any ritual, your friend Anthony? Like, does he have to do anything before he channels? Because I had a friend that she used to have to do sage.
Well, I don't think he's channeling. I think that it's just
It just
it's-
comes.
yeah,
Right. But
Yeah,
still,
but-
like, when you don't want negative energy to, like, a lot of mediums either light white candles, they do a prayer.
Well,
Did he do anything like
He
beforehand?
always he's kind of he's religious like me. He always has rosary beads. He has he brings a statue of the Virgin Mary with him. We sage the room.
So he does sage,
He
yeah.
does not eat that day because if he
He has
eats,
to fast. I remember he said that in the
yeah,
video.
it kind of like so when he's
Could make him sick?
when he's
No, it's the chemicals. It's the toxins.
yeah, I'm not sure exactly what it is,
It
but there's
does. It
certain
inter-
that
in-
he has to
interrupts.
prepare himself, to do.
Oh, okay.
And listen, all I can say is I've been there, and I've seen multiple things that he said to people right in front of me that nobody would have known except for those people.
Absolutely.
You know, so it's like you can't just sit there and say, oh, that's, you know, there's going to be skeptics out there all the time. They're going to say, oh, that's, you know, full of crap. And, you know, but I've seen too many instances. I've seen, you know, dozens of things, even things that he said to me out of nowhere that he would have never known.
I had a friend that came into my job that used to do that. She used to read me, and it was crazy. She would never have known things that she told me.
That's the thing. It's
And
like
that's where you believe
listen.
it.
You can go online and you can look up somebody's profile and you can see who they may be mourning over or their family members and stuff like that. But when you start saying specific things of incidents or times that these people did together that they never told anybody,
Or particular objects or that kind of stuff.
yeah, you can't dispute that, you know.
That's the validation aspect of it, because I took, you know, in trying to get, I guess, more in touch, because I started, you know, I guess I started opening up again. And, you know, I was having these really insane lucid dreams and, you know, I guess kind of taking on emotional baggage. You know, people have told me that I'm an empath, so, you know, if somebody's in a bad mood around me, then I started taking that on. So I started looking into things to kind of, you know, be able to give myself a bubble, you know, and so when I was looking into that, I wound up taking, believe it or not, an academic psychic course where you just learn the, you know, kind of the information behind it and the, you know, the different procedures and that kind of stuff. And one of the things is, you know, this validation sort of idea. It's that, you know, if it's a true connection to the beyond or to, you know, another spirit or another soul or whatever it is, there's going to be some sort of validation in that aspect that, you know, is significant, very, very significant to both the person coming through and the person who's getting the reading.
Yeah, and it's closure too. I mean, a lot of people, you know,
Not just like, they, you know, they wish you well and they're very proud of you. No, it's like, you know, they asked you about that belt buckle because you said that you were going to, you know, get that fixed or whatever, and you still haven't put another piece of leather on it.
There's something specific that nobody else could know. Like
Exactly.
when this one, and I want everybody else that maybe hasn't heard this story just really quick. It's a brief little thing, but when I was working at this place, she wasn't paying, you know, I didn't pay her. She wasn't somebody that, you know, I sought out to get read. She was a good customer friend of mine. She would come in regularly, and she, you know, a couple of times I touched on things with my mom, but what really blew me away was when my cousin passed away last year, and she had mentioned to me, you know, I said I was going to Jersey, and she had mentioned to me a couple of things, and one of the things that she had said was, I'm hearing a song. He's singing a song, and she sang this song. Do you know the way to San Jose? I never even heard the song, but I was like, okay, like I don't know what song that is. And then once I heard, like, listened again to what she said, which was San Jose, I instantly just like I lost my breath. I had the chills, and I realized, oh my God, like my cousin, when they were little and their dad passed away, they were living in San Jose, California, and nobody would have known that. I didn't even know where they lived. I just remember they were in California. When they were really, really little. They moved here when they were like 7 years old. And I instantly got the chills, and I pulled up my Facebook and I looked at his Facebook profile, and it said that he lived in North Carolina, which he did at the time that he passed, and that he was from San Jose, California. And she wasn't even my friend on Facebook. Like I said, she was like a regular, but there's no way. She didn't even know that my cousin passed away because I never said anything on Facebook.
And the reason why it came through in a song is because that's what's going to get your attention.
Exactly, because I'm you know, in music, and I just thought it blew me away. And actually, when I told like my family everything that she had said, because I made sure I wrote everything down that she said, and it gave them a lot of comfort to know that even though he's not here anymore and what happened was tragic, like he was still with them or still felt that he was okay. Like his message was that I'm okay. And like, you know, and that gave them comfort. And it was actually really nice to feel like I helped them. She helped them. I just kind of like relayed the message that, you know, that made them feel better about everything. So sometimes people need that. Like,
and it also might have come through you because they might not have been open. You know what I mean? So maybe like, you know, I'm not going to say spirits aren't stupid, you know, because that kind of sounds silly, but really like, you know, poor Anthony the other day was like tortured because there were so many people coming into him and he couldn't decipher whether
For who?
yeah, exactly,
Like,
which
who's got
caller,
this and this
you
and
know,
this?
oh my gosh, like I'm getting the symptoms of emphysema. There's somebody on the line that, you know, has a connection to emphysema. That's why this is coming through. I need to find that out because it's bothering me.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's got to be difficult for him. I mean, I saw, it was funny. I actually thought it was really funny because sometimes I felt like he was not being mean, but like,
Yeah, well,
he
you
was,
know,
you know,
He's
kind
young.
of like,
He's
Well, yeah,
young, and it's
exactly. That's what I was about to
frustrating,
say.
and it's
It's-
and it's
He was
actually
like,
torturous
really?
to be
Like,
you know.
first of all, it's very
think
frustrating.
about how many
Yeah.
spirits are sitting there going
right.
like this, you
Like,
know.
Excuse
Yeah.
me, excuse me.
And
And he
that-
said, like, whoever this is, like, I
We-
remember at one point he had to tell one of the spirits, like, he was kind of like getting
Yeah.
frustrated.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, you
Hang
have
on a
to
minute.
understand is like, especially when you're trying to read somebody, that person is intent on hearing from a particular person.
And that's not always the person who comes
yeah,
through.
exactly. That's not always the person who comes through. And there's also things when he'll say, you know, well, does this name ring a bell? And then they're not. It's hard when you're on the spot and it's like, oh no, that doesn't really ring a bell right now. And then they'll get off the phone, and then the next day they'll be telling somebody, and then their mother or their sister will say, well, that's so and so, and they, oh, I wasn't
Yeah.
even thinking that. So it's very hard.
That would be like
And-
my grandfather coming through and saying, Gracie, Gracie, Gracie. And my mom being like, what are you talking about? You know, because that was his nickname for me. You know, like, so it's funny how, you know, people will choose certain things, but, you know, if you're so intent on hearing one particular thing,
Yeah.
you have that, you know, tunnel vision.
Yeah,
You're
so
looking for that as well.
It is frustrating for him in a lot of aspects because people don't want they're so bent on hearing from certain things that they're not thinking of outside of those persons that they want to hear. And then
And when really that might be the message they need.
yeah, but no, well, they think they know what they need. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. So they're going in there expecting to hear something, and sometimes they don't get it, what they're expecting. They get it from somebody else. And, you know, on top of that, he is a young guy. So it's not like, you know, I think as you mature, you learn how to deal with people. So you can tell if you watch him, he's got a lot going on in his head. There's a lot going on there. And I would love to see any average person just be able to just keep their composure and be so, you know, so nice and everything. Sometimes it gets frustrating. So
I thank God that like that never happened to me because I've done reading like tarot cards for people where they had a particular question and that wasn't necessarily what came through. Like, you know, a friend of mine, she was so concerned about a relationship, and when I pulled the cards, it kept talking about her path and, you know, her finding what is going to make her happy as far as her career and that kind of thing. And, you know, she was disappointed in the reading. Even, you know, she was like, all right, you know, these cards make sense as far as, you know, what's going on, but I was really looking for a reading on my relationship. And 2 weeks later, she was fired. You
Yeah,
know,
so
so
she
it
wanted
was
so much-
clearly that was what she needed to hear. She needed to see that, you know, her focus needs to be on what she needs to do with her life, and that she does, you know, have abilities and that kind of thing. Like, you know, having that reassurance, even though that's not what she wanted at the time, really helped her to go through being fired from a job, you know, because it was like, oh my gosh, that reading was kind of warning me. And it was telling me that I have to, instead of just finding another thing to pay the bills, I have to pursue what I'm really interested in and what I'm looking for and what's going to make me happy, you know?
all right. So we are talking about psychic medium Anthony DeJoseph, and we're talking about particular experiences and stuff like that. We are having this Saturday at the new location, Paradise Studios, right around the corner from here in Massapequa. That's 30 Broadway instead of 20 Broadway. We are having a group reading, okay? So a lot of times, you know, it's nice to have a private one-on-one reading, but that does cost money. And this is basically, it gives people a chance where if they don't have a certain amount of money to spend one-on-one with a person, where we get to a group together, could be 10, 15, 20 people, depending on how many come. But basically, we all get together and, you know, everybody sits comfortable. We have, you know, coffee and little snacks and stuff like that. And we basically spend the whole evening. So we just go.
And Renee asked what time?
What time? It is 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock start. I think you said
on
doors
Saturday.
open at 7:30,
Yeah, we'll
right?
let people in about
And he
7:15,
is-
7:30. You can get all the information on Facebook.com/Paradise Studios NY. So just search Paradise Studios NY, and you'll see the flyer up there. We're going to be doing it actually probably every other Saturday, because we've been getting a good response from it. So it's basically $60 in advance and $75 at the door. So if you do want to get a reading and spend some time, it's really, to me, it's worth it, because if you don't have a couple $100 to spend one-on-one with somebody for a half an hour or so, it allows you to basically just, it's a great environment, a good energy. We all just hang out. They got nice chairs and tables set up, so everybody just chills. He goes around the room and he basically just spends time with, he could spend time with somebody, then go across the room and then come back to that person. So it's not
Probably
like,
depends on what the spirits
it's not,
are doing.
yeah,
right?
it's not
Yo,
like,
come back over
all right,
here.
I'm going to go here, and then everybody's done. I mean, I'll be honest with you, sometimes there's a person that doesn't get read. Sometimes this one particular group or couple gets read 3 times during the evening. It's whatever happens.
Needy relatives
There's no
on the other side.
guarantee.
And that's
yeah.
the thing too, you're saying what the price is to be read by Anthony, which normally on a one-on-one would go for a couple $100s. I mean, obviously there's other people out there, but this guy, he is the real deal. If you've even looked at some of our videos that we've posted of him doing like a live phone talk, just doing it over the phone in the studio here. And you just see these people, he doesn't know who these people, you could tell somebody to call up, but you don't know. He doesn't know who they are when they call.
No,
and
absolutely.
actually had a guy that
And how much time would it
messaged
even
me.
take to do that research?
Well, no, listen,
you know?
I had a guy message me because I listened to him. I was watching the video. It was like 12:30 at night. I'm like, I should be going to sleep. I'm never going to get to sleep. But I was like, I have to watch now. So this guy called in and he was reading him and he said something about tattoos. Like you have to stop spending your dad said you have to stop spending all your money on tattoos and blah, blah, blah. And, you're just wasting your money, like blah, blah, blah. And I don't know if I maybe have a connection with the guy, and I posted the video, which was how he saw it, or he just messaged me anyway. But he goes, how do you know this guy? And I'm thinking, I don't know him. Like, does he think that I know him and I'm friends with you, so I see what you write on? I had no idea. So, and he was like blown away. You could tell. He wrote in the message, he was like, I can't believe that. He said that about the tattoos and the money.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. He really is the real deal. And like, you can go pay to go somewhere else for cheaper, but let's face it, like you can't really trust it. Not everybody has the ability. Some people are better than others. I think deep down there's parts of our brain, like there's so much of our brain that we don't explore as human beings that we might all have that ability, but we just can't tap into it.
Yeah,
Some people have a
everybody,
better,
sure.
yeah.
Some people can tap
It's a
into
third
it,
eye.
some people can't.
Well,
But yeah,
first
so
you got to get rid of that fluoride.
the what?
Fluoride calcifies your pineal gland, which is your third eye.
Fluoride?
That's
Yeah.
why they put
I heard
fluoride in
somebody just
everything.
told me fluoride's very bad for you.
It's a neurotoxin.
Yeah, they
It was
said that
used
they-
by the Nazis.
They say
to-
that they put
yeah.
that, they said from years ago they started putting that in people so that they wouldn't be able to have their third eye,
Yeah.
right? So that they wouldn't be able to connect.
See,
or
there you go, 'cause
use
I
certain
was-
parts of their brain.
I was
when-
a fluoride baby, so
Yeah,
Think
when
about
that
it.
when
we
that
have
piece
coincidences and we have deja vu, that's all parts of, I feel like, other lifetimes.
and the collective consciousness
Not time travel, but you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
knowing that, like they say that deja vu, when you experience deja vu, it means that you've been there before, that everything's happening exactly how it should. And I believe that. Like I can't tell you how many times I have deja or coincidences. It's ridiculous.
Well, have you heard of the Mandela effect?
no, I think I might have heard of it. I'm not sure
Okay,
it is.
so in Snow White, what does the Magic Queen say to the mirror?
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all?
Not in this time.
Okay.
It's magic mirror on the wall. Who's the
Okay.
fairest of them all?
Mm-hmm.
Another one was Darth Vader. What is he when he tells Luke that he is his son? What are the words? I am your father. But what's before that?
Luke.
Nope. No.
I mean, I don't
No.
know. I really,
It's-
Dimitri. This
in
is a
this-
question for Dimitri.
Yes, and Dimitri has posted
Dim.
about this before. Dim has posted about the Mandela
Where
effect.
is
and
Dim
that.
at this moment?
What's it called? No, it's in the movie. If you go back and watch it, because I had to do this, he goes, Luke, no, I am your father. So it's
no, like N-O or
No.
K-N-O-W?
No, N-O, like
Okay.
Luke, no, I am your father, right? But so going into one of my rabbit holes and whatever on YouTube, I came across this 13-year-old theoretical physicist in the United States who has been looking into all of these different sort of phenomena and everything in terms of physics, in terms of science, like actual theory of science, right? so he goes into this whole thing about how the Mandela effect is true. Like the Berenstain Bears, remember the Berenstain Bears? Those books when we were
Bernstein?
little? Yeah. But how do you spell it? Stein or Stain?
Not AI.
That's what it is now. But everybody remembers these things completely differently.
Oh, Lord.
So
The changing of
yeah,
it on
so
purpose.
his argument was that CERN, which is this particle accelerator or whatever, supposedly they changed the atomic weight of an electron in an atom and therefore shifted our universe. And that's why all of these things are happening.
Oh.
I mean,
so.
totally crazy and out there and whatever,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
but the kid is
definitely.
an actual theoretical physicist. So I thought that it was interesting because at least that gives a theoretical scientific reason for these silly things that we seem to be coming across. Like
Call
everybody
me
remembers
boring,
this.
but I have no interest in theoretical science.
I
Just call
every
me-
once in a
call me
while
the
I go down
Berns-
these
Let's just go back to
wormholes
calling them
and-
the
All right, let's,
Bernstein
you know.
let's,
Bears.
I
wrap,
know,
let's
right?
wrap up this conversation
I know,
because
I'm sorry.
Jamie just took it to a whole other level.
I'm sorry.
Even I don't know what the hell's going on.
I'll send
All
you
right.
the video because you would actually find it really interesting.
All right, so we're going to wrap it up. We were talking about psychic medium
Wrap it
Anthony
up,
DeJoseph.
men.
We are having a group reading. I just posted the flyer in the Strong Island Radio and Television page, so you can check it out. It's this Saturday, $60 in advance, $75 at the door. We spend, like 3 hours and just hang out, very casual, good energy. He goes around the room working from person to person, back and forth, whatever happens. It's really a fun time. It's actually
he's
cool
fun.
because you can it's actually enjoyable to watch other people get readings rather than just all be about you. So it's actually fun to see the response from other people. Just to let you know, like I said, I've seen it dozens of times. I'm not going to dispute it. I seen him say things that only he knew, that person would know and nobody else would know. He's done it to me many times. He's told me things that only I would know. He's actually said things that were happening in my life that he had no idea. Like I didn't tell him and he knew, and he actually gave me little warnings and things about certain people. So I've seen it over and over again. So it's awesome. So we'd love to have you there. Like I said, it's this Saturday night. We're going to be doing it actually every month, but it's really an experience. And one more thing before I wrap this up, I've also, it's all fun and everything, but I've seen him actually provide serious closure to a lot of people. I've seen things where people have been living in guilt because they didn't think that person knew that they were there. They may have been in a coma or in hospice and unaware of things. And meanwhile, they spent their whole lives thinking, oh, that person didn't know I was there. They think I was never there. I wasn't there for them.
I'm one of
people
them.
think
I need to get read.
that certain things are their fault. So I've seen him just give messages that have totally changed people's lives, and they were able to go and live a little more peacefully knowing. So it's really cool, and I think we've talked about it enough. But like I said, I just posted the flyer. It's on the Strong Island Radio and Television page. It's also on the Paradise Studios NY page. Okay, so go check out that page and like it. We're having some awesome events over there. And
Even your jam sessions.
the
are
jam
awesome.
sessions.
Jam
Oh my gosh, the jam
sessions.
sessions on Thursdays at Paradise Studios.
We do. You saw the clips that I've been posting.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Artists,
I've sent people
bands.
there.
And you girls can come because
Yeah,
we're always
absolutely.
looking for vocalists. You just
I
got
know
to
we
know
should.
some good rock and roll songs. You can't
Oh,
go in
yo,
there
I
singing
got you.
Adele
As
and
long as
shit.
I
I
could look,
got
as
you.
long as I could read off of my phone,
Well,
I
you
can
could
sing.
do that,
I know
so-
how songs go. I just really don't know all the words.
So you
but
can,
man.
Heart,
I did that.
Zeppelin, Jimi
Oh my
Hendrix.
gosh,
there.
I am there.
We'll
you
be
know
there,
what I'm saying?
I am
guys.
so there.
Come hang out on a Thursday, actually tomorrow night, open jam and networking
Maybe a little
session.
Janice.
We have a blast, absolutely,
Awesome.
and it's fun. So it's not perfect. You don't have to be intimidated.
You know, it's a jam
It's a
session.
jam session.
And if
know?
you can't play anything or sing, you could be backup dancer or tambourine. Always need a tambourine.
Yes, tambourine.
We were just talking about
you can
that.
play
earlier.
the.
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
bring in the tambourine.
Or cowbell. We always
more
need more
cowbell.
cowbell.
Gotta love that
Always need
cowbell.
more cowbell.
All
But
right.
Anyway, let's get into our guest for
Okay,
tonight.
so we're going to get into our guests. I'm going to actually step away just for a second. I apologize. we're a little short-handed lately, but I'm going to step away and I'm going to put her on camera and let her introduce herself. So,
Yes, and we're very excited because she brought a little furry friend with
A
her.
fur baby named Ringo.
Ringo. I go, where are the rest of the Beatles? But no, we have a wonderful Marianne here, and she's gonna tell us a little bit about her business. And Bobby, Bobby the man over here, he's gonna
all
start
right.
it
So
off.
first of all, I would like to know how to say your last name.
Smith.
Smith.
No, it's Desh.
Dash. Okay.
Desh. Okay.
Desh.
So the Z, because there's two Z's in it. Is that it? Yeah, that's interesting. A
Is
Z
it Polish?
Yes. It's Polish
okay.
for rain.
Okay, well, it's funny.
Awesome.
I dated a guy, and his last name, we said Dzinski because, it was, we're in America. And we went out someplace, and our waitress was Polish. And she comes over, and she goes, Jinsky!
Oh.
And he was like, huh? Because his family had been here for so long, that they pronounced it that way, too. And it was just so funny. And I'm like, I think she's pronouncing your name correctly.
Yeah.
I think she's excited because she thinks that, you know what she's talking about.
Awesome. So the rain in Polish.
Yes.
Okay. My name, it means the night in Italian.
Oh.
La sera.
I'm wood.
So when are you
I
gonna
mean,
rescue
self-explanatory.
someone? When are you finally gonna rescue a damsel?
I've been looking, but
Where's
nobody,
the knight in
apparently
shining?
nobody wants to be rescued by me.
Maybe you
so
need to start wearing some shiny armor.
Maybe.
Just
I
walk
need
around
something.
just walk around in the metal uniform.
Well,
with
you
a-
know what I
with
was
a
going to do? I was
knife.
thinking about joining the Knights of Columbus. So maybe I can
Oh, there
get
you go.
the full rig,
Yeah,
and start walking
There's
around.
plenty of baby showers and bridal showers and stuff there too. So
Okay.
we'll work
you
it out.
go.
Sounds good.
But anyway,
All right, so back to Marianne.
please tell
And she is the owner of Houndstown in Port Jefferson, New York. And she has a little friend here, but he's out cold.
This is so past his bedtime.
Ringo is sick.
Ringo!
We'll wake him up. We'll wake him up.
Ringo, we miss you.
He'll get up.
He's
He
also
is
as deaf
so
as a
cute.
stone,
Hey,
which doesn't
Ringo.
help.
Hi, honey.
I should have brought treats.
So tell us a little bit how you started. Like, what made you want to start this business? Like, what got you involved in opening Houndstown?
Well, I didn't.
Or you took it over?
I actually started working for the man who started it.
Okay.
12 years ago. I was doing marketing for him, and then that turned into like a general business management role. And he had two locations, Ronkonkoma and Port Jeff. And I managed both of them for about 6 years. And then in 2012, I bought the Port Jeff location.
Nice.
All right, so now let me ask you a question, because I mentioned to you that I actually made some shirts.
Yeah.
I made Houndstown shirts.
Yeah, I think
We're
I was-
going back probably 3-4 years.
Yeah,
maybe,
that was
you
that was
know?
after I had already
So
gone.
what was that? That was one location, or
Yeah.
was there two at that time, or there was just that was the beginning, or something like
I'm
that?
trying to think. Mike opened Farmingdale, which subsequently got sold as a franchise. I guess that was 3 years ago?
It was definitely out east.
Oh, yeah, well, he's based
Yeah.
in Ronkonkoma.
Okay.
And how big is the place? Like, is it,
7,000 square feet.
so is it
Wow.
like is it like a house that was made into?
No, it's a commercial building.
Okay.
That we built out in 2007. It has playrooms, and then it has a whole area where everybody sleeps and eats and does their thing.
Nice.
So you do that full time?
Yeah.
Wow, that sounds like fun. I need a
is.
career change.
Oh, yeah,
I really need
I
a
would do
career
that
change.
full
It's
time.
like
I
free
mean,
endorphins 24/7.
Honestly, the worst part of my job is people.
I would
really
imagine.
is.
It's
I
the
would-
worst part of
believe
my
that.
job,
Oh my
too.
God! You put him with this dog, or you didn't go
Yeah.
to bed at a certain time. I've been like,
Listen,
shut up.
if all my
lady.
clients were dogs, I'd be much happier.
They're not. You gotta deal with the parents.
Yeah, right? Oh my god.
That's like a school. It's probably worse. You know how many people I know are crazy about their animals?
I actually think probably the only. There are a lot of professions that I would never ever want to do. Being a teacher is one of them, or like any kind of school administrator.
Hello.
Yeah, I
No,
know.
yeah,
I can't.
like
I can't. And being a nurse, I have a lot
Oh,
of
yeah, no.
customers who are
Yes.
nurses, and they tell me stories.
oh, it's
you
just
know,
I couldn't imagine every day.
I have to retreat from human beings.
But yeah, you've got like the best job ever. You deal with people, animals that have homes. So it's not like you worry, but because that's one thing I always think about.
We
with
do
the
a lot of
animals.
rescue work.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah,
do.
definitely.
You
But,
take them as full.
so-
So do you have any available now?
I don't now, but I mean,
Okay.
I have so many resources. I could get you
Okay.
anything.
So
All right,
tell us the services that you actually provide.
It's daycare, boarding, and grooming.
Okay.
So people that are going away from vacation, they can
Yeah,
leave
they
the
board.
dog with you. And
But it's fully interactive, so everybody plays in play groups during the day, and then they just are separated to eat and sleep.
that's awesome.
And like I said, we also do grooming. Ringo got his hair done today for the occasion. Not that anyone can see him, but he looks great.
We'll get Ringo.
Too bad
Yeah,
we
he
can't
does.
tilt the camera down towards.
We'll get him on. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it.
I
And we
swear
were
this
getting love
dog had a
earlier.
day. It's just not
Aw.
today.
Oh.
Every dog has his day.
Well, Ringo's not a spring chicken now. You know, he's got some years on.
No, he's retired. You know, like I said, he had a day. He was incredibly well trained, and he used to go and do training expositions. All sorts of things. Now he holds down the couch, or in this case,
Somebody
the floor.
has to. I mean,
Right.
gotta keep it
And
warm.
my fur baby holds down me. Because if I'm sitting, he's on my lap.
Yeah.
I have a Morkie, so he's.
Oh, okay.
And it's funny because actually our first dog, like our first family dog, we got from Yuppie Puppy
Oh wow.
in Port Jeff.
Yeah, that's going
Oh
back.
my God! I
Yeah.
think that's where I got my Dalmatian
Yeah.
from a long time ago.
Yeah, she
That's
was
by
a
the
Maltese.
by the ferry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep, right
okay,
there.
Yeah. I got my Dalmatian. He was 6 months old. Nobody wanted him because he was already too big. Everybody wanted little dogs. And he ended up being the best dog I ever had in my
They're
life.
super
he was
smart.
incredible. He was
That's
totally.
a breed you don't see a lot anymore.
No.
Yeah.
You really
Well,
don't.
you know what happened is when that movie
Yeah.
came out, everybody wanted a Dalmatian. But the problem is Dalmatians are not very friendly, and they're not kid dogs.
No.
They don't. They when they play with children, they're very rough. They don't know how to adapt themselves around children, and a lot of these dogs are very wild. They're very hyper, and they're not good with kids. And they started abandoning a lot of these dogs.
Well,
so
it's the same thing that happens. This happens every time somebody wins Westminster. Some backyard breeder somewhere wants, the dog of the year, and we have this massive influx of them, and they get so inbred and they're so poorly bred that, like what you said, happens.
Yeah.
Dalmatians were actually a very, very stable breed. That's why they were in the fire departments, and
Yeah.
they were working dogs. Those
Like German
movies came
Shepherds.
out. German Shepherds are another one.
Police dogs.
It's very hard to find a stable German Shepherd
Yeah.
now.
Oh, yeah.
But this happens. My God, the year the Beagle won Westminster, holy Jesus, we were just wall to wall beagles. And again, this was a great
Because they
breed.
howl, right?
They do, but not like the way that they got so inbred.
Yeah.
They just
Yeah. And unfortunately, I heard golden retrievers as well, that
And
their
labs.
lifespan
those
has
are
been.
awesome dogs.
No, they're incredible. They are incredible dogs.
if
and
they're well bred. But you could say that about any dog.
Yeah.
If they're well
We have,
bred, they're great.
We have a good question. Is it just for dogs, or do you do any other animals also?
Well, we have a whole cat boarding section,
Oh,
and then
okay.
we will do small animals. I mean, it's kind of like
It's not really like a playroom type of situation, though. Not with cats.
But like we've
not.
boarded birds and we boarded a rabbit. We had guinea pigs. We'll pretty much try it.
Belinda wrote on here that we were talking about mediums earlier, and she said she feels like dogs are actually great mediums and channel
They
spirits
are, and
also.
cats even better.
It's interesting. I live in a 300-year-old house. So it's very nice that you guys think you could avoid spirits. But if you come into my house, you cannot.
Yeah, no.
They're there. And whether we want to believe it or not, they are there.
Yeah.
We hear them, whatever. We moved into that house. I had 3 dogs. 2 of them passed away. My older son has seen one of my dogs. He's like, oh, Sassy's in your office. And he just keeps walking.
I see my Cleo sometimes in my house.
Yes.
And I'm convinced when I got my Morkie that she was showing him the ropes. Because I would watch him playing with something that wasn't there. Like literally, going back and forth.
Yeah, my cats do
with,
that, but I'm just
you
because
know-
they're crazy.
Yeah.
But I do think obviously
No,
cats can sense.
Absolutely.
It's true. When they
dogs and
stare at
cats
the
do.
wall, people always tell me when you see a cat staring at a wall like this, it's because they're talking to spirits. And I'm like, so every time I see my cat staring at the wall, I freak out. And I'm like, stop it.
I hear my previous dog every once in a while.
Yeah, isn't that weird? I've
the-
heard my
the chain-
Cavalier
yeah.
snorting.
So
He had a
it's-
terrible nasal thing.
Yeah.
I swear I could still hear
It's
it. But there was a
crazy.
whole section of my house when we first moved in that the 3 of them would not go in until we kind of learned that they were friendly. Everyone's cool with everyone else. Then it was fine. But when we initially went in there, they're like, no. We'll see you guys. We'll see you.
What happens when you deal with like an animal? Like if somebody, I mean, you probably have a lot of regulars.
Oh yeah.
What happens like if somebody comes in and they're new? Are there any like guidelines or rules?
We evaluate everybody,
Okay.
which goes for the dogs.
I was
And
gonna
also-
say, so you have to probably turn some down, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
which I hate to do because people take it so personally, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's
But
a
it's a sa-
reflection
it's a
on them
safety
somehow,
thing.
and it's not.
Mm-hmm.
All the animals are individuals. It's
You know what?
Just like us.
Yeah.
My dog is the most friendliest dog in the world, but when it gets around other dogs, it plays too rough.
yeah.
And it ends up, I don't know if it wants to really fight, but it's like too much after a while, and I don't trust my dog around other dogs.
No, and that's fair, and that does happen. Sometimes they just get so wound up that they kind of cross over. You
Let me
know?
ask you a question, okay? Because this is something that my dog has done. It's a little confusing. I don't know if it's submitting or if it's trying some sort of martial arts type of move, but my dog will actually go underneath the other dog, and like on its back, and kind of like, fight the other dog on its back. Is that like submitting and playing, or is this some sort of like crazy
It's
move?
a pretty common misconception that rolling over on their back always means submission.
That's what I'm
it
saying.
doesn't always mean
It
submission.
doesn't- it
It's
doesn't
just a
look
way
like
of them
submission.
playing.
It
And
looks like
honestly, sometimes it's cheap. They go onto the
That's what I'm
underbelly and they
saying.
can get at them
Yeah,
easier.
yeah.
That's
what my
what I-
cats do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I don't
because
think they like each other. I just think that's sometimes they play fight and other times they really just don't like each other.
That's why I don't trust my dog, because it does stuff like that. Like I'm like, wait, is it submissing? But then it's like,
Excuse me, you sneaky little bitch.
she's crazy.
But I guess the best way to
I've
get
seen
them used
pictures
to
of your
other
dog
dogs
and I
is
love
from
it.
a young
Oh my God,
age,
She-
right? I
You
mean,
have-
She's funny.
We always tell people the younger the better. You know, just the sooner you get them in there and they are being socialized. First of all, with my staff, which is men and women.
how many of them do you have like working at a time?
It depends on the season. You know, like during the summer, we're insane.
Yeah, because
you
everyone's
know,
going
so
away.
we have a full staff, but you know, all of these things you got to kind of gauge everything that's going on all at once. It's busy.
It's a lot.
It's busy.
But that's good. Busy's good.
Oh yeah.
Busy means you're doing good in business.
Yes.
So tell us a story. Remember something that you just always never forget, an experience with a dog that did something maybe, or you have anything kind of funny or
I think you want to hear the pooping out the condom story. I
Okay.
feel like
Oh
that's
my
where this
goodness.
is going.
Yes.
my dog
Please
poops
share,
out everything.
please
My
Go
share.
ahead.
No, I told this story once. I swear to God, I have never heard the end of it. Over February break, a dog pooped out a condom. And it was like the most awkward conversation that my manager had with this owner because you never know where this is going to go. She could be like, "What condom?" And
Yeah,
you're
like
"Oh, God."
my husband, like I haven't
Right,
used
we
a
don't
condom in
use
how
them.
many
I
years?
have my tubes tied.
or whatever.
like
She's
my
got,
daughter
a
is
teenager,
12 years old.
exactly.
Yeah.
Thankfully,
not 12,
everybody
15.
knew where everything was going, but that was really the highlight of our winter break.
And how did they react? How was that?
A little embarrassed, but otherwise okay.
Okay, okay.
There were no marriages broken up that day.
Good.
You know, no
I'm
one got
not gonna lie.
grounded.
I probably it's funny because I mean I definitely have shame, but I probably would have just been like just went hysterical like no matter
we didn't
what,
know
you know.
her that well,
Yeah.
which was tough. And
But
we-
that probably could have made it even funnier because you guys gingerly trying to like
Yeah.
skate around this, you know,
You coulda
like
just kept it
well,
Yeah, and
you
it
know,
really-
we had an incident with, you know, your dog's you know, fecal matter the other day and like
we
I
had
could
a
see
I
that
swear
going
to
a
God,
very
we had a
funny
dog
way.
one year who pooped out a thong every day he stayed there.
Oh my
And
gosh.
it got to the point, like the first couple of times it was funny, but then like how many did this animal eat? Like, am I going to have to take him to the vet?
And let's hope
And
none of
where-
them have rhinestones
Well, that- but do
or
you think
any
that she would've-
embellishments.
she would've
or-
stopped?
How much
Stopped it.
underwear do you have that you didn't notice 7 pair are gone? And if I only, what if my employees bagged it up and she's like, look,
Like this is too
this
much.
all week long. And she's like, oh God.
Like, and you're lucky that your dog is big enough to pass them.
Exactly.
Yeah, your
That
dog
could have
could
gone
be-
really wrong.
Yes.
I'll just give you an example. My dog ate once 2 pounds of raw pizza dough.
Oh my
2 pounds.
God.
No, we took one off the
She
kitchen
must have
table.
bloated like a
She
tick.
took one off the kitchen table, ate it, enjoyed it so much, went back and took the other one and ate that one. Okay. This dog, and I only paid $65 for this dog, which included the neutering or spading, whatever it is. And I'm not taking you to that. I'm sorry, I love you, but I'm not spending $700 on an X-ray. So anyway, the dog sat next to me the whole night on the floor next to me on the couch, just looking up at me, and farting like you would not believe.
Oh, I can imagine.
And I'm just like, it's just like looking at me and groaning. The next day, she went outside and she crapped out 2 pounds of raw pizza dough.
Leavened.
I could have put it right back in the bag and nobody would have noticed the difference.
What kind of dog do you have?
It's a mix. It's pit bull and German shepherd.
Okay.
At
least it was big.
She's evil. This dog is evil. She does not want to cuddle with me.
The
She'll
pictures he takes of
She'll
this
be
dog
laying
are
on the
hilarious.
couch. I'll go and I'll sit on the couch. I'll put my head and lay next to her. She'll get up and she'll walk away.
Oh, my God.
She'll be laying on my bed, sleeping out cold. As soon as I get to go on my bed, I put one knee on. She jumps up and leaves.
How do you
She's
expect
a
her
real
to,
bitch.
how do you
All she
expect her to
wants-
deal with a girlfriend then?
All she wants is, she loves girls. Forget about it. She will not leave girls alone.
see?
Okay,
She
there you
will
go.
sleep.
And my dog loves Gus.
It's ridiculous. But she just wants nothing. All she wants to do is fight me. That's all she wants to do she wants to play rough. She wants to fight and eat everything.
Is she also your mother's dog?
No, it's totally my
Okay,
dog.
because I was going to say, in that case, sometimes there's a little bit of, believe it or not, sibling rivalry. You know, where they
Dogs are
actually
funny
get
like that.
jealous of like.
It's a hierarchy.
Yeah, exactly.
They're pack
They'll get
animals.
jealous of.
It is
somebody.
possible
Yeah.
she's trying to fight you for the dominant position. That
Oh,
is
yeah,
entirely
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Since
She's like, I am
Especially-
alpha.
You know, usually the bully breeds in general, they are lap dogs. I mean, we have 120-pound pits that will sit in our lap.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
kind of a bully's gig. Mm-hmm. So when you said she's not cuddly, that surprises me a little bit.
Yeah, that is.
She's just an old bitch.
I mean, it's probably the German Shepherd's taking over.
Maybe you need to get her a partner, Bob. Maybe she's
Can-
like, did you get her spayed or neutered or whatever?
yes, Candace says that's because I wouldn't pay for the X-ray.
That's Isabel. You keep saying it. It's
It's a little
Isabel.
Says
resentment there.
Candace.
Yeah. Cadiz. Remember we had
Cadiz.
this conversation. Whatever.
All right, Isabel.
Isabel.
I love that. I
Oh,
love that
that's
name
so
actually.
funny.
Isabel. If I was to have, not to get off subject, but if I was to have children, I would name my girls. My 2 names are Isabella and Angelina, so we can call her Angel and Bella.
Okay, well now you could buy 2 new dogs,
That's
get rid
never
of the
gonna
one you
happen.
have, and you can name those Isabel and Angelina.
Yeah.
There you go.
Does that have to do with your celebrity fantasies?
What do you mean?
Bella
celebrity?
from Twilight and
No,
Angelina Jolie?
absolutely. Nope.
We know you're dark. Oh, that's funny. But anyway,
But
So-
no, I like that name.
do you have like aside from like doing that in that business, do you have like do you guys like deal with any hospitals? Like, do you do recommendations to like
Oh, yeah. We have...
you like work with?
Well, yeah, I mean, especially when it
That's-
comes to veterinarians, you know,
Yeah, you
they
need-
are my first line of defense, really, in my business and keeping everybody healthy.
Yeah.
Obviously, they know what's out there before I do, you know.
Yeah.
And I do have a lot of clients who are veterinarians also. So
Oh.
I have a kind of...
See, but that is a great thing to put out there because, you know, a vet that leaves their pet with somebody
Yeah.
is, you know what I mean? That's just a really great sign because that means it's somebody
And
that
so
they
much
can
of this is
trust
word of
and-
mouth. You know, we
Yeah.
do hear a lot of things from our customers, you know, whether it's good or bad, you know, experiences that they've had,
Mm-hmm.
different places and stuff.
Yeah, like my grandparents used to go to Mohegan Sun like every other weekend. And they had a Lhasa Apso that was their daughter. I mean, they used to order steaks from Omaha Steaks, and they would order her Omaha chicken for
That's
her dinners
ridiculous.
and stuff.
The girl
I
I work,
can't-
the girl
I
I,
used
work
to-
with only
I
feeds her
used-
dog real human
yeah,
food.
I used
I
to
can't
be like-
handle that.
Okay.
I used
dog
to be
won't
like,
drink
this
anything if
dog,
it's not Poland
this
Spring."
dog is eating better quality chicken than I am.
I
Like,
think
what is
that-
wrong with this
I
picture?
honestly-
We have so many dogs that eat better than we
I was
do.
gonna
I
say,
think
do you have
that's
people that say
ridiculous.
they have to? Do they give you the meals, or do you
Yes.
guys prepare? Like,
Yeah.
have
We
to,
will do whatever they do at home.
Yeah.
and they bring it, but they have to bring it to you. You
Yeah.
don't supply it. Okay,
Yeah.
so they'll be like, "We're going away. This is what our dog
Yeah, they
normally
will.
eats," and blah blah blah.
You know, oh my God, we had a bulldog that she only ate stir fry, and everything
Oh my
it
God.
smelled so good all the time.
and you were like, "You're not getting food
Oh,
tonight."
that's
I
so
think that is
funny.
so ridiculous.
That
And a
bulldog
lot of people,
only
you
eats
know,
stir fry.
they don't necessarily get all the stuff that they need being a dog out of, you know,
Human
some of
food,
that
some
human
of it.
food.
Well,
Sure they
you know?
do.
You think so? I don't know.
As long as it's a
Well,
well-balanced
When you
meal.
think about where dogs started from, I mean, they weren't, you know, out in the wild plucking out, Purina. They were
I
eating
think-
grains and they were eating carcasses, basically, which is why dogs can
Yeah,
pretty
but they
much
probably
tolerate
weren't living as
anything.
long
Yeah.
as they are now.
They are living longer than ever, I think, because people are understanding now that a lot of the dog
Now
food on
they
the
are.
market is crap,
Yeah.
and it's been killing them for years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dogs are getting cancer that they have never had before.
My grandmother's dog, the one that I was just talking about, the Lhasa Apso, she had jaw cancer. She had 2 cancer surgeries where they removed almost like half of this dog's jaw. I mean, she was insane. She stayed overnight with her and everything. I mean, I think the dog, it wound up being like $30,000 in cancer
See, what
surgeries.
you're calling insane to me
You
is
know?
my everyday life.
No,
This is
I
my
completely
customer
no.
base.
I
Yeah.
understand, but to us,
You know?
we were like, oh my gosh, like we had no idea if the dog was going to recover. We had no idea that dogs got cancer. You know what I mean?
25 years ago, they weren't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So once this
But-
happened, she was like seeking out all of these special vets and all of that, which I mean, we completely understood, but we didn't have the means.
I just
mean,
think
yeah.
people
to-
spend
to
way
do
too much
that.
money.
I do have a
on
good
their
question.
dogs.
I do
You
have
know.
I had a dog that lives to live to 18 years old. So
Yeah.
where I'm coming from, every dollar I ever spent on that animal was
she lived
well
to
worth
she
it.
lived to be 13.
Yeah.
But that was after having,
I would say,
like,
but look at what she survived.
yeah, she had multiple cancer surgeries and that kind of
Yeah.
stuff, and still lived to be 13. I mean, so that was pretty good. I'm like, my little baby, he had a torn ACL
Hmm.
surgery. Now he's a little plump.
I've been through
but
so
he
many
just
dogs
turned
growing up.
9, so I'm
I've
like,
had
come on.
German Shepherds my whole life, and they all passed away because German Shepherds don't live as long, from what I
from
you
the
know,
inbreeding, right?
from what I
Yeah.
hear. But
Yeah.
Because they get inbred.
But what I wanted to ask you, because you are an expert, I have a girl that I'm friends with who her dog is her baby. Like she actually got into an argument with somebody online about it being like having a real baby. Like it's like her child. She's like, I'm a real mom. Like
Oh,
just because
God.
I did because it's not a human doesn't mean I'm not. I mean, would you,
You can-
say that's normal
rid-
if somebody
that's ridiculous.
compares
You can be a
having
mom, but
a
do you get up
dog
in the middle
as
of
a
the
child?
night
Like
to-
like
No,
I
it's
get
not
it.
the
It's
same.
her
I
child.
mean,
Like it's
a
her baby.
responsibility, but it's not.
But do you think that it's like being a real mom, being a
No.
dog mom?
I understand the emotional connection,
Yes.
but from a practical standpoint, no.
It's like you're not waking up in
I was
the
like,
middle
you
of the
didn't give
night
birth
to
to
feed
that
this
dog.
It's not
newborn
even a
and-
birth thing. I mean, as much as I would love to crate my kids, I can't.
Yeah.
CPS
People do put them
would-
on
they-
leashes though.
Yeah, and I'm totally down with that, by the way. I was in Home Depot yesterday, and it was fucking hell with my 2-year-old. But,
Yeah, but you have to get the harness and not the wristband, because my mom got the wristband for me in Disney World and I figured it out in like 30 seconds and it was like $40.
well, and
they
also
were
you'd be
pissed.
TMI,
yanking
Jamie.
arms and
Yeah.
stuff. No,
Yeah.
and they're really
She
cute.
tried. She tried with the leash. No, for real.
Yeah.
But you have to get the harness.
We'll get you 2-year-old.
I think Gus should put you on.
Oh,
the
yeah,
leash.
no, I have no problem with that.
He's got me
I have
on
an
a
almost
leash.
15-year-old that
You have a 15-year-old and a 2-year-old? Wow.
God bless you.
And you run a doggy daycare.
is
You're just
Those
doing
are
it
like
all.
literally the two like
most obnoxious ages
Yes!
ever. Yeah.
I was trying to be ginger. I was going to say most
No.
difficult, but
Yeah,
they
that
help
wasn't-
out a lot?
God bless you. That.
the similarities are unbelievable.
Yes.
I got a
No
question for you.
patience?
This is a good question. I think I may know the answer, but I'm not sure. Doggy years compared to human years. Is it every one human year, 7 years for a dog? What is that?
It's the average. It's like the first year is up until 12 years old, and then the second
Wow.
is like 12 to 15. So when they're averaging 7 years,
Okay.
basically. That's why they act the way that they do. We always say, like, up until a year old, it's like having a teenager. They're going through puberty, and that's why they're so obnoxious.
Have you ever had an animal pass away in your care? Not from like obviously a mistake
Yes.
that you guys made, but
We did. We had an older dog that passed away.
that's sad.
Oh, that
I
must-
Actually, she
been
was
so-
really old.
That
but
must have
the
been so
owners
difficult.
understood or like
Oh, yeah. No, this was not like I
Right.
shocked them with
Right,
this
right,
news,
right.
But
Still must have been difficult.
when I was
though.
Oh, it
younger, I
was the
took care of my neighbor's
worst.
rabbit, and it died while I was at my friend's house in like the pool.
Oh.
And the bunny only passed away because it was like summertime. They went away and they left the rabbit outside, and I didn't know. I thought I did something wrong. I didn't know that
Yeah.
the rabbit was going to die from heat
You
exhaustion.
killed it.
Not my fault. And then I felt really bad because wherever they came back from, they brought me like this little wooden rabbit. Like, oh, thanks for taking care of the rabbit. And I'm like, your rabbit
good. It's a
died.
permanent
yeah,
reminder.
Like,
Yeah, I was gonna say you're gonna remember.
maybe
this for
you
the
want to
rest of
keep
your
that.
life.
Maybe you want to keep that and move.
Oh my god.
No, but it wasn't my fault. But I felt horrible. I was like, I was watching this animal and They
Yeah.
passed away while they were gone.
That's
And
not good.
really, in my industry, this is an occupational hazard because I happen to have a soft spot for geriatric dogs.
Yeah.
I have taken dogs up to 19 years old. I mean, we had a Shih Tzu that lived to 22.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
wow.
A lot of places won't board them for that very reason.
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh God, I'll take it. They're the greatest. Old dogs are the best. They just chill.
Yeah, they are
Yeah.
very chill. You do
What
it with them.
what's your favorite breed dog, or do you like
Oh, yeah,
actually
that's a good
like
question.
mutts? Do you think mutts are the most, because I know mutts sometimes they're a little more healthier. They're a little, I don't know, but what, just from your experience, what kind of breed do you enjoy?
King Charles Cavalier,
Oh yeah,
my all-time favorite breed. I had one. I loved them.
Yeah, you said before my Cavalier.
Yeah, I had a Cavalier.
But I don't. I'd have to look that up. I don't know what that looks like.
They're like hunting dogs, right?
No, they're
No.
little. They're
Oh, they're
actually.
it's like a
Um,
spaniel.
I was going to say it's.
Yeah.
He basically was half the size of Ringo and brown and white.
Okay.
I like spaniels in general.
I had a
my-
cocker
my gig.
spaniel when I was really little.
My grandfather bred
Oh no,
cocker
a cocker
spaniels.
poodle,
Cockapoodle.
Cockapoo.
half cocker spaniel, half poodle.
Yeah, my grandfather bred cocker
think. I
spaniels
remember, it was a long time ago.
when he lived in Florida. And it was
My
funny
mother killed
because
it.
after breeding all of them, I mean, he had like a kennel and all of that. We used to love going down there to visit because, then he would literally just kind of open up the kennel into the yard and we would just be like trampled by dogs, Out of everyone, there was only one all black cocker spaniel.
Those are the best.
He named it after me. He named it Gracie.
Ah.
Yeah, which was funny because actually he and my grandmother were divorced. And my grandmother's second husband, who I knew as my papa since I was born, they got married way before.
Papa.
Yeah, my papa.
Poo-poo.
God rest. But that was his nickname for me. So it was her second husband's nickname for me. And her first husband named the only, rare black cocker spaniel that came out of the breed after me with that name,
You're
which
named
I
after
thought
a
was
dog.
kind of funny.
I remember I had a dog once named Beatrice, and my bus driver's name was Beatrice, and I was like, my dog's name is Beatrice, and she didn't seem very happy about that.
Like, thanks.
She was like, thanks, I'm named after a dog. But do you have any breeds that are your least favorite? Not that you.
No, I personally
like
haven't
the
had an
tick- it's
experience
just-
where I'm like, ugh, because we do evaluate everyone,
Right.
So obviously I always see the best of every
Yeah.
breed because that's who we've been evaluating.
Like,
Yeah.
I love Chihuahuas, but I think some of them are really yippy. Like,
Yeah, what do you think? Because I know like certain dogs, little dogs, are just loud mouths. What, from your experience, what dogs just don't shut up? They're always yapping, 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 yapping.
That's a tough call because they're in a group environment. So one starts,
Then they
then they all start.
Well,
We
who
call
starts
it
it?
the sing-along.
Who starts it?
Depends on the day. It's
you
like
should
it's
do like
always
a Christmas video and do like.
I
"Ruff, ruff,
actually
ruff,
could. We
ruff."
actually can get a whole room of huskies together. And if you
Huskies.
do like a little bit of a howl, they will pick it up and they'll get the whole
The most
facility
beautiful
howling.
dog. I feel like they are.
Oh,
They
that's
are.
so
The
funny.
Huskies.
Well, it's funny. I have he's a Yorkshire Terrier and a Maltese, like half and half. And
wrong with
every
this guy.
once in a while, not often. He barks
know,
and
I'm
barks
about
and
to blow
barks.
him up right
Anytime
now.
somebody comes to the front door,
that's not
and
the
it's
first
not one of
perverted
us,
thing he
he's
said.
insane. But every once in a while, especially I noticed years ago when my mom used to be out in the front garden, right outside the front door. If he's standing at the front door and knows that she's right there or I'm right there, he'll sit there and it's almost like he's singing.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not like a real howl. It's like,
Yeah, my
I'm making the
Cavalier
weirdest
used to do
noise. I
that.
apologize,
My
but
cat does
it
that.
really
Yeah.
was.
What cat
It was
doesn't
like
meow?
the funniest. Because I'm like, are you trying to howl or is like?
It's just vocalization. I mean, they used to tell me that, I didn't hear Magoo do this a lot, obviously, because I was in front of him. He had no reason to do it.
Yeah.
But it would sound like he was saying mama.
Yeah.
Do you
And
see
that
there's
dog really
some-
didn't bark.
You see a lot of these videos on
Yeah.
YouTube or Instagram, all the videos on social media that they show dogs, and you see dogs doing weird things like that,
Yeah.
actually talking or saying things that
We had a husky who said, I love you. Could hear it clear as day.
that's crazy.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
You can teach. I mean, it's crazy how smart dogs are. I mean, as stupid and dopey as they act, you can really train them to do anything.
Pretty much.
I mean, anything.
Speaking of huskies, when I was younger, my sister rescued a Siberian husky. She lived in Montana for
Oh,
a
cool.
while, and this dog was
Was she
abused.
sure it was a husky?
Yeah,
being in Montana? A
wolf.
Blue eye.
Yeah.
I don't know, but anyway, she brought it home, and this dog stuck to me like glue. And whenever my brother came in the room, the dog would freak out and like cower. I think because maybe my brother looked like the man who was abusing her or something. It was really weird. This dog, I felt so bad for it.
Did he have facial hair?
No, he had no facial hair, but something every
'Cause I
time
know
my
that
brother
sometimes.
came. Yeah, but beautiful
Sometimes,
dog.
but honestly, they're still dogs. Like
Yeah.
one of my employees has a full beard.
Well, even
You
little
could
kids.
say, yeah, the dog's afraid of his beard, but once Mike actually gets to know them,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
love him, beard and all.
And I say this for a reason because my boyfriend is black and also has a beard. So we went to a family party. Well, we went to
Is,
my.
is his name
that abnormal?
Blackbeard?
Yeah, right.
Is that
Blackbeard.
abnormal?
No,
he
but
a
I'm just
pirate?
saying, I'm setting it up, right? So we went to my cousin's house on Easter, right? And their dog Molly, who's also a black mutt dog, she had met him before, but for some reason, as he walks in, she starts going nuts. I mean, like cowering behind me because I used to babysit their kids. So like we used to have our cuddle time at night when the kids went down and all that, So the dog is cowering behind me, and he's like right there, and he's like, I've met her before. What's and so I turned to my cousin. I just made a joke, and I was like, yeah, it's because she probably doesn't like black people, And Kristen started laughing, and she goes, no, it's the beard. When her husband grew out his beard for Movember, whatever, the dog just shunned him, would not come near him when his face changed.
I was going to
So-
say, that doesn't mean the dog doesn't like beards.
Oh,
it's just
no.
perceiving a
Right.
change.
That's what I'm saying. So
you know.
so it was funny because I was like, so then I looked at my boyfriend and I was like, you know what's funny? The last time you were here, it was close to your face, and now it's long.
different.
Well, they said they know.
It's
Even-
like
They have eyes.
My
They can see
problem-
something
yeah, and it's
changed.
making his face look bigger.
Even kids, infants, when they see all of a sudden their father's got a beard,
yeah.
they
Oh my
don't
God,
like
my
it.
father
yeah.
shaved off his mustache when I was 3. I remember it like it was yesterday.
Same.
So,
My two cats, just really quick, because my two cats, I need to get I have a fluffy cat, and he's got the worst mats in him, but
Get him groomed.
well, that's the problem. They're indoor cats, so when I do try to take them out of the house, it's like a 2-hour process trying to get them in the cage, and then
Put
I
him in a
took
pillowcase.
Well, no, I took him I did take him once to get groomed because he had the bad mats. So my friends own the pet vet in Bayshore, so no, Twin Vet in Bayshore. So I took him there because I trust them. They had to put him out because they can't shave the cat. He's not used to people even touching him, let alone me. I took him home, and my other cat freaked out. She did not
the wrong
recognize
show.
him because he was like this really skinny thing
Yeah.
now. And they said because they don't sense by look, they sense by smell.
yeah, it probably smelled different too.
Smelled like a clean cat. He's like, who the hell are
Why
you?
don't you try a mobile groomer?
I know, but I'd be
I
afraid
used
too.
to
Like
have
he
to
won't even
bring-
let me groom him, and that's why he's got bad mats because I
Yeah.
can't even brush him. He won't let me brush him.
Kristen, I
Especially
had to bring the
underneath.
Persian once. Okay.
Yeah, Persons need a lot of grooming.
My brother
It's a
has an
Mancoon.
my brother has an orange Persian, and he's like 16 pounds. I mean, he is like the most gorgeous cat. He literally looks like a lion, and he doesn't have that crazy smushed face, so he doesn't have the nasal issues. The funniest cat, Apollo. But I had to bring him to the groomer once, and I'll never forget. I brought him. And as soon as I stepped out of the car, I had literally scratches all over my body because I was carrying him.
They don't scratch.
No,
me,
so
but-
I went in and I was like, how the hell do I pick him up? I don't have a carrier right now. And I said, do you have any of those cardboard boxes? They said, bring a pillowcase.
Oh, I wouldn't do that to him.
No, but you
I
can
wouldn't
put
do
them,
that to-
you can literally put them in a pillowcase. They don't, it's just dark for them.
No, I
So,
know.
and then
I
and
have a carrier. I can
and
get
I
him in
held
there.
him like this, and I let his little face peek out.
I was going to say,
but
I
I
But they
held
won't let you
him.
bring them into the. I can't. They won't. A vet, as far as I know, you have to bring them in a carrier. A cat. Dogs
we
are different.
generally, with boarding and stuff, if a cat is afraid to come out of the carrier or something, we wrap them almost like swaddling a baby in a towel.
Covering
Yeah.
their face.
No.
No, it's like almost like
You just wrap them up like little
Yeah.
burritos.
I feel
Yeah.
like I'm a bad mom because I really want to take
because
him,
it's
and then
the
I'm
pressure.
like,
They feel comfort in the
Yeah.
pressure.
my biggest fear is taking him home because I've read because this has happened before where they've got into a really bad fight with each other by another cat being in front of the window and that cat attacked
Oh,
going.
yeah, displaced anger.
Yes. So they fought once about that. It took
Yeah.
me days to get them back in the same room together and be normal. Not even really normal, but not
For
killing
them.
each other. And then the one time I took him to the vet and I brought him home. So for me, it's like, it's total anxiety and stress because I'm like, not only do I have to worry about getting him there and then him going under just to get it groomed, and then I got to take him home and worry about him and the other cat getting along ever again. Because they might never be okay again, is what I read. Some animals, like, I mean, cats, if they're any kind of fight, they might never be okay again. So,
Sounds like two girls.
exactly. Cat fight. That's what I call it that, I guess.
I want to ask you a question. I'm going to ask this, and I'm going to blow somebody up, David Felipe, because we're talking about dogs, and the amount of perverted remarks that he's came up with
Very.
is just ridiculous. But
I just don't know if he, like, really needs attention.
he's just having fun. What's
But
up,
I
David?
did tell him, no, we
But
don't like the pervies.
I want to ask you a question. My other dog did this to me all the time, and my new dog does this all the time. It's ridiculous. But she always comes up in front of me and then smashes her butt up against me. What is up with that?
She's just saying hello.
I read that they wouldn't do that if they didn't trust you. They would. Dogs don't like to turn their backs on you, so it was a kind of way of them showing that they were close to you and trusted you. But then I don't know if she wants
it's
me
like,
to just
give
scratch
me a
her
little
butt.
hiney
I don't know
scratch,
what
yeah.
I was
but
going to say, there's nothing wrong with a butt scratch.
it's just
Please
crazy.
scratch my booty. They
She
love it.
does
I mean,
all
that's
the
dogs
time.
really love that.
And she like push hard, like
Yeah.
weirdo.
It's normal.
I know. So what do you think? It's just because they're just showing a little affection or
Yeah.
something like that? Yeah.
It's, cats rub in and out of people's legs and stuff. They're just saying hi.
Yeah, I woke up from a nap today to my dog ripping up my carpet because he was pissed at me. They're funny.
They do mean things
They're
when
very
they're mad
funny.
at you.
Alrighty, so why don't you basically shout out all your information so everybody can know where they can find you, so they can check out. You have a website, and people can find out your rates, and if they need to call you, ask you any questions. Because I'm sure a lot of people very interactive tonight in the chat. A lot of people have pets, and they may need your services. So.
Well, the website's Houndstown, USA. We do have a Facebook. My location is Houndstown, Port Jeff on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. I don't even, my phone number, 631-476-9320.
Is that business or personal?
It's business.
I was gonna say, then you get some people like, hey, you want to go take
I
you
say, I
out?
don't know after
You know,
that,
we
that
there
guy
is
he
an
was
event
talking
tomorrow
about.
night,
Yeah,
right? They're
like, we don't want
auctioning
him to have
off
it.
people.
You got to worry about David Felipe calling you.
Yeah,
I
right?
would never go to an event with a psychic just because I know how many dead people are in my house. I don't need a professional to tell me.
Yeah,
how
that
many
right.
person's
people
gonna
are
tell
in
you
my
like all their
house.
stories, and you're gonna be like, "Whoa,
I know
never,
enough.
I'm done.
Yeah.
But
That's funny.
so
Wow.
Facebook, we got website. You said houndstownusa.com. And where exactly in Port Jeff is it located? Like, is there any like significant?
Well, it's on Bicycle Path in Port Jeff Station. There's an Uncle. Our big landmark is Uncle Giuseppe's because we
Okay.
love food. So
Absolutely.
we're right by Uncle Giuseppe's.
Okay, perfect, awesome.
And you need to how far ahead do you have to make a reservation for your dog?
It depends on the time of year. Anytime the kids are out of school, we are insane. While you guys are all going on vacation is when we are all working.
Right.
How many
Yeah.
dogs can you facilitate at a time?
110.
Wow.
Wow.
110 dogs. How many people do you have working for you?
Well, when it
a
is all
busy-
hands on deck.
yeah,
Like,
and
that
they
is
have a
during the summer.
7,000 square foot facility. Remember that.
And I'll tell you
Like,
the truth.
That's huge.
If I was a different kind of business owner, I can get more dogs in there. I'm not comfortable. I actually will usually stop boarding at 75 because that's where I feel is manageable. My staff feels is manageable.
You
And
want
I
to have.
kinda-
You want to do things the right way.
Yeah, and,
Yeah.
and the quality,
Quality
of the time
over quantity.
spent,
Right.
where the the dogs are actually going to benefit from it
Yeah,
instead of just
I'm comfortable enough with my business that I'm not constantly trying to just jam dogs in where they really don't belong.
yeah, right.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, no, but that's great to know, especially for people that are, very wary because, like, there was just a news story not too long ago about, some dog walker or something like that in, like, Brooklyn or Queens, and, the person wasn't even taking the dog out, and, like, so
I hear a
it's-
lot of that.
Yeah.
There was a crazy story. A woman came in with her dog, and sometimes, depending on your schedules and stuff, it's not working. Dropping off at daycare, picking up, or whatever. She flies in the middle of the day with her dog because her dog walker lost the dog. and her neighbor found him
Oh gosh.
and was like, "I have your dog." So she has to fly home. She was a real estate agent, has to stop everything that
Oh my
she's doing,
gosh.
come pick
She
up the
flew
dog.
home from like on a plane.
No, she was on an appointment showing someone a house.
Okay.
Can you imagine?
No.
And drop the dog off. Like, this is the stuff that I hear.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Obviously, everybody that I refer or whatever, I know very reputable dog walkers,
Yeah.
all that. But then some of these people, they're like, well, I love dogs. I could be a dog walker. And then this happens. And it's just like, it makes my toes curl, I swear to God.
Well, there's actually now, I don't know if it was on Craigslist, but where like you can literally sign up to be a dog walker
Yes.
or, have dogs in your home and stuff like that. And I'm looking at the whole thing because, the thing was love dogs, make money
Yeah.
in your spare time. So I was like, what is this?
It's somebody who's uninsured with no experience.
Yeah, no, and it freaked me out, honestly, because I was like, it's that easy for me
It's
to
like a
sign up.
babysitter. You gotta
for
be
me to
careful who
sign
you're-
up and
It's
say
unbelievable.
I will take dogs in my home and take care of them while you're gone for $75 a night. Like, that's crazy.
It is, and it happens all the time.
Yeah.
And I am the one who ends up cleaning up the mess because now you have just had a horrible experience and now you have to go through this all over again.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm constantly trying to have to explain
And
to
who
them
knows
this
if
is
the dog
different.
has been traumatized and, like my dog hates
Yes.
to get in the car to begin with.
Sometimes, yeah. Or
Yeah.
I have heard more often than not of dog workers losing dogs because they just don't know what they're doing,
Yeah.
But
He said,
Well,
Well,
all
we
I can
trust
say
you.
Oh, thanks.
is my dog, my other dog that I had, the Dalmatian, it got sick later on in its life. I spent like $6,000 trying to keep this dog alive. From that point on, I vowed I would never do that again because I felt like I actually prolonged the
this
dog.
might be why your dog doesn't like you.
So, but this is why. So when I got my new dog, I vowed I would not spend any money. So since I got her from the pound, I paid $65, got her spaded, and I have not spent any money on her. I have not brought her in for rabies shots, never seen the vet, absolutely nothing.
that's why
No.
It's
she'll
going to be
like
a
you.
terrible tick year, so be careful.
I
Yeah,
have
that's
not.
true.
I swear to
very
God, I have
terrible
spent.
year.
I've had her for 8 years now, maybe even 9. I don't even know when her birthday is. I don't. It doesn't matter.
This is why she's not sleeping in bed with you, bro.
Yeah.
You
But
don't love her.
she loves me so much. I'm
about
so
that.
good to her, but yet I don't spend any money on her. Like I'm good to her in other ways.
Bobby, what did
I
you
just
done for
I
me
let her
lately?
out the backyard, just go out, do whatever you want to do, And but she's a good girl, but she's a bad girl.
You
at
know,
same
the other
time.
dogs are telling his dog, listen, I get fucking
You know what? I'll
chicken.
never forget.
I go to the vet. I get to
Had my
chill
teeth
with.
cleaned.
Yeah, I go hang out with other dogs on the
I go
weekend.
to the beauty parlor.
This dog's like,
No, that's why my
I haven't
dog,
even been outside of the yard yet.
my dog doesn't talk to any other dogs, so she doesn't know.
How do you
But
know?
You know what's funny?
You think
is
they
I'll
don't
tell you a
talk when
little
they
story,
bark.
Is when my last dog passed away. All right, and I know I didn't know this, but you're not supposed to bury your dog in Nassau County. You're not supposed to bury your dog.
Can you do
the
it in
yard.
Suffolk?
Yes,
Yeah.
you can in Suffolk. But
Well,
in
that's
Nassau, you
because
can't.
Grumman, poisoned the water table so much that they're scared that you can't
All
bury
right,
any
so
animals
listen to
in your
this.
yard
Listen to
anymore.
this, okay?
Just cremate them.
So when my dog passed,
that's what I
finally
did.
passed away, and it was so weird because it was very sick. And anyway, it was time for him to go. So I laid with him. It was very sad. I laid with him all morning for like 3 hours, and I was just, he was just on his way. He would not go, and I went upstairs just for a second to get a cup of coffee. And when I came back down, he was gone.
Yeah, it's
like
very
he
common.
waited for me
Yeah.
to go.
Yeah.
So this is the story that I just wonder what my dog thinks of me now, because I had the other dog. I just got her, so I put her inside the house, and I took my dog out, and I dug a hole, and I wrapped him in a blanket, and I'm burying him in the hole, and I'm putting dirt over, and I turn around,
And the other dog's watching
My other
you.
dog is staring at me. My other dog saw me bury the other dog.
That's why.
She's
So-
scared of you, maybe.
Now it
She's like,
makes
he's
sense.
mafioso.
Light
My
bulb.
I'm
other
gonna
dog must
wind
have
up
been like, "Whoa, I better be good," on my
I'm
best
gonna
behavior.
She's like, I ain't sleeping with him. If I fall asleep too close to him, he's gonna bury me.
So my dog probably's got some.
You're mafia.
Problems.
The dog's like, he's mafioso. I better keep my
Yeah,
distance.
for real. Like, thank God there's no cinder
I'm gonna
blocks
wind
in
up
the
6
backyard.
feet. I'm gonna wind up 6 feet under.
I don't know how she got out, but I turned around. She's just staring at me. She had this look on her face, like, "What the hell?
What are you doing? My friend, was he alive when you buried him? I don't understand.
Oh man.
Well, that was funny.
And
Well-
Candy's Isabel. She says, "Now that makes a lot of sense."
You're totally still saying
Yeah,
it wrong.
now
We'll
it all
let that
makes
slide.
sense for real.
All right, Isabella. Thank you so much. Thank you everybody for tuning in.
Thank you,
We really
guys.
appreciate it. We had a fun show. Marianne, Houndstown,
And
USA.
Ringo
Ringo
slept
has
the
a-
Oh, Ringo, come on, wake up,
Can we
Ringo.
get
Ringo,
up
get
for a
up.
minute so everyone can
Come on,
see him?
it's time to
Come
go
on,
anyway.
baby.
Let's see Ringo.
Ringo.
There we go.
Hi, Ringo.
Come on, Ringo. You've been sleeping for an
Hi,
hour and
baby.
15 minutes.
He's so tired.
Aw.
Oh, what a cutie. He's like, please. He's like, please. Maybe we need to maybe
He's
we
going to
need
have
to
to
take
get
him
off
home.
sooner or later. He's got to
I
go
know he's
home.
got to walk out of here.
His eyes are all bloodshot.
She's like, now I'm gonna. She's like, now I gotta carry him out of here.
Come on, baby.
Ringo is out cold. We put him on the flyer and
Be
everything.
like, you want a treat?
It's your soothing.
He's probably scared of me. He's probably playing dead.
Right? He's like, oh my God. No, he shouldn't play dead. Otherwise, he'll be buried.
Oh, yeah, that's true. He should be playing very much alive.
Oh, yeah.
Ringo, wake up.
Oh, leave him alone.
We
He's
got a
had
barrier on the panel right
him
now.
and the Beatles are retired. He's had a long career.
All right, so check out the website, Houndstown USA.
Yeah, he's like, I'm the only one still kicking.
HoundstownUSA.com. All right, Marianne, thank you so
Yes.
much.
Thank you.
It was a
Yeah,
pleasure.
thank
It
you
really
very
was.
Any last shout outs or anything you want to do before we go?
Anybody I say hello to?
Besides Ringo? Thank Ringo.
Yeah, Ringo. Well, of course, my husband, my kids, my staff.
There you go. Awesome.
Thank you guys. You guys are
All
probably
right,
the
I'm going to step
backbone.
away. I got to do some
They
technical
are.
stuff. Thank you so much, everybody, for
Yes.
watching. The girls are going to close out the show. I'll see you next week. God bless.
We'll
Yes.
we'll close it out in this little corner that we have here right now.
I love that he puts it over the other chair now, though.
Yes.
You
Now
know,
it's
isn't that
over.
great?
Well, thank you guys. We appreciate it. Wednesday nights, 10 p.m., Strong Island Live.
Mm-hmm.
And check us out and always share. We love the sharing.
Yes. Much love. Sweet dreams, Long Island.